Then, sixth question. Again, which is incorrect, they are asking about National Investment and Infrastructure Fund. Again, they are collecting some money, they want to spend in some infrastructure. This is the key idea from the question word itself. Right. Read the first statement. National Investment and Infrastructure Fund is India's first sovereign wealth fund. Okay, we are not having an idea whether this is the first sovereign wealth fund or something. We are leaving it as such. Okay, let it be. But the question is about incorrect. Okay, but there is nothing illogical in this. Right. That may be true or false, but it's not illogical. Okay, that's a plain statement. We are not deciding. We'll see whether there is a more incorrect sounding statement, because there are only 4 statements. Second statement. Okay, it provides a platform for blah blah blah. Finally, what? To invest in some domestic and economic infrastructure. Question is about investment and infrastructure fund. So it may be investing in such infrastructures, right? It's not illogical. That's definitely correct. Then third statement. 80% of the share is held by the Indian government. That means what? Indian government must contribute 80% to this fund. Then what is it fund for? Since government is not having any money, government is opening this fund so that it gets money from all the people. Okay. So less than 50% of the share is only held by the government. You should have this context in mind. What I'm doing is not for solving this question paper alone. I'm training you to think in the upcoming 2.5 months. Whenever you are doing a question paper, ignore your knowledge part, because that knowledge part will act automatically. What you have to forcefully inculcate is the habit of thinking like this. Okay, they are telling that there is a fund, government is not having a money, that's why government is opening this investment trust or infrastructure fund, etc., to collect money from the people. But if there is 80% provision only for investment of government, there is no point in for that 20% thing alone. So this is an incorrect statement in the prima facie look itself. Then the first statement is telling that, okay, like whenever we are selling some public infrastructures or some PSUs, that money also will be deposited in this infrastructure fund. It's logical, right? So this is the answer. C is incorrect. Then seventh question. Again, they are talking about a TIR system. Okay, in the first reading, if you are not like aware of this TIR or TIR convention, don't panic, just have the presence of mind. We'll see, we'll deduce the answer from this question paper itself. You see, they're telling that, and you're not having any idea what is TIR about. But whenever you are not having any idea about a particular thing that is being asked, please be calm, read all the statements. From one statement or other statement, you will get a clue. Using that particular clue, you will like solve the other statements. I'll show you. Okay, you are not having any idea about TIR. The statement reads like this. TIR system allows goods to be transported with minimum intervention by customs administration. That means it facilitates smooth transport of goods without having more custom clearance, check post clearance, or such paper formalities. They want to do. Okay, so okay, we got some idea. It may be related to this. Then we are again reading the next statement. TIR convention is an international system which simplifies and accelerates international maritime transport of goods. Again, they are talking about the transport of goods. So one thing is clear. Again and again it is reiterating that it is related to transport of goods. Okay, so this particular statement. So once we got the idea, that once we decided that it is related to transport of goods, first statement becomes logical. Okay, it's simply stating that it is for reducing the like legal formalities in the transportation of goods. So first statement is true anyway. Second statement, here there is one catch. This is how you fail to focus on like words. They are talking about maritime. Unless I have highlighted or underlined, at times you may fail to notice that word. They're talking about maritime movement of goods. So it's about ship transportation, they are telling in statement 2. Okay, now how to understand whether it is related to maritime transport or road transport? What is the clue? What like we must use every bit of logic to solve UPSC question. Okay, you see, here it is telling that goods to be transported with minimum intervention by customs administration en route and provides relatively simple access to all, whatever. So minimum intervention by customs like administration en route. That means if it is getting transported by ship, only at the ports you have this thing. Okay, but if it is transported by road, all the toll plazas or all the like checkposts, you have to get this paper cleared. Okay, so maximum hurdles are being faced in the road transport. In the case of port or maritime transport, only at that particular port there is a hurdle, right? So I am losing that particular logic to say that this particular thing is false, and anyway we found this particular thing logical, and only this is correct, this is wrong. Then, so think like this, start thinking like this. Then, yeah, next question. See how easy a question. This is how UPSC asks. That's why I told that the paper will be like a carbon copy of this year's paper, because this is how UPSC asks. You'll that on the first look it will be feeling like, okay, I have not read this thing area, but on the second look, if you have trained yourself to solve this question, you will feel, okay, good question, like that. You see, surety insurance business, whatever surety, it is an alternative to bank guarantee. Does it sound logical? Yeah, it sounds logical because it is talking about surety. If somebody is not paying, we will pay. Bank guarantee is for that, right? So surety can be an alternative to bank guarantee, right? Logical. So that statement is fine. Nothing illogical in that. Second statement, a surety insurance bond of so and so. So that will be, it is, the meaning of this is a surety insurance bond if somebody is taken in favor of a contractor. If he fails to pay, this particular insurance company will pay in favor of that particular contractor. That's the meaning of second statement, right? This is the same thing that is being said in the first statement, right? So this is the explanation of this, right? You are having a bank guarantee. Instead of a bank guarantee, you are introducing a new term, surety bond. So if somebody fails to pay, we'll pay, right? So both are correct. So just from the English meaning, you all know to read and deduce meaning of an English word. That particular thing is enough, because you all have a basic idea about terminologies kind of thing, what is a bond kind of thing. So that particular very surface level knowledge is enough. So both are correct. A is the answer. Then next question. Yeah, about money laundering. Remind me of this question. At the end we will discuss. I just want to show you another logic other than this logic. So we'll discuss this thing at the end. Remind me of 9th question. Then 10th question. Who publishes the Leeds report? Okay, Leeds report, like we know that it's about logistics. If somebody is not having any idea about that, without panicking, read all the statements, and at one particular thing you got getting, okay, it's about road transport, okay, it's something related, maybe related to transport, maybe again logistics also mentioned. So you just connect it with this thing. Okay, from C and D you are getting an idea. I mean, again B is also related to commerce, some related to this goods transport kind of thing. Okay, so there are high chances that it is related to logistics. Even one word is itself specifying that particular thing, logistics. Now among these, which are more directly close to logistics, and you know, whenever UPC want to fool you, they'll make that particular word itself in that statement, but that is not an assurance that that will be the answer. Okay, they will literally put that particular word to confuse you. Okay, for an ignorant person, like if you are in that panic mode, you may be directly taking this thing. No, you have to apply some logic as well, rather than simply going for that word alone. That may be for confusing you. So Ministry of Commerce and Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, this is the 50-50 here. Okay, among this one will be the answer. Okay, so actually the answer is Ministry of Commerce. It's also related to logistics, because if you want to do proper commerce, you should have proper road network, you should have proper rail network, you should not have any hurdles in the port. Okay, all these will be affecting the commerce, our import, export, everything. So it's more directly related to, then only, like we are ranking our states based on all these infrastructures, road, rail, port connectivity, then only the ease of doing business will be improved, and then only like our economy will be improved. So it is more related to Ministry of Commerce. So thing is in this line. When you understand that L is for logistics, you identify which ministry or which institution will be mostly related to this. Logistics is the key issue of Ministry of Commerce. Without proper logistics, you cannot do commerce. So think in this line.